Hi there, my name is Drew, and if we haven't met before, welcome to ReadyBudgetGo. If this isn't your first visit, welcome back. Either way, I'm glad you're here. This is one of my favorite videos to film every month, and this is my Etsy launch video. This month, I've got some new budgeting tools, some coin placeholders, and even a box challenge. I can't wait to tell you about all of them. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go! The first product that I want to talk to you about is a budgeting tool, and this is a cash count slip. And this cash count slip is sized for a wallet, so it's 3 inches by 6 inches, or about the same size as US currency. So there's space in here to write down all of the dollar denominations and all of the coin denominations from highest to lowest, however many you have or however many you need. And this can be used whether you are counting up how much cash you have, how much cash you are wanting to withdraw from the bank, how much cash you're wanting to deposit into the bank, any of those purposes. So these come in a pack of 50, just like this. They will be shrink wrapped, and they will fit great in A6 envelopes, even A6 zippered envelopes. But they're also meant to go in your wallet to take with you if you need to take them with you to the bank. So those are the cash count slips. These envelope trackers are sized for A5 envelopes. They can be used with the zippered envelopes. It takes a little finagling to get them in. They're better off in the non-zippered envelopes, but they are designed to have you track all the cash that is in a given envelope. So you name the envelope or the fund, you can put in how much your goal is, and then for every time that you add or subtract money, you write in the date, the amount that you're adding or subtracting, and then you keep a running balance. So these are single-sided, they're just blank on the back, and they are not reusable. These are just regular paper, so you can write on them with any kind of marker you want. And let me give you an idea of how they look in envelopes, because I have already started using them in mine. If you watch my Monday videos where I do my sinking funds, then you will have seen this flash binder, and inside I have all the various envelopes. I was using one that's suitable for wet erase, but the markers that I have weren't working well with it. So now I've switched to these, and I have written in the starting balance for all of them. And so I've got, here's entertainment media, here's medical, so they just slide right out, and then you write in however much you're putting in or taking out, and then they just go right back inside. So these again are A5 size. These are all A5 envelopes. These are zipperless. They will fit in a zippered envelope. You may just have to bend it a little to get it past the zip at the top or the bottom. But that is these. These are available in packs of 25. Stock on these is limited. I didn't order very many because I wasn't sure if these would be popular. If they are popular, I will of course restock, but if you're interested in these, better to get them now while they're widely available. The next product is a companion product to something that I've already released. If you watched my December video, then you would have seen spare change. And if you purchased the December bundle, then you would have already received spare change. What I'm launching this month are these companion cards to go with it. And these are essentially very small placeholders for essentially spare change, right? So we've got pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollars. And there's 5 of each in here. They are double-sided, and they are on glossy stock so that they're easy to manipulate. So the intention with this is if you are using spare change and you are doing a nano savings challenge, I would guess you would call it, because it's smaller than a tiny, it's really smaller than a micro. So you're saving as little as a penny at a time. So the spare change comes with a die that you would then roll to determine which denomination you are working on. So let's give it a roll here. Okay, so I'm working on quarters. So I would go over to, let's see, I've got these upside down. Close quarters, right? And now maybe I roll a D6 die and it says I need to save 3/4. So I might write in 3 here, and then I would take out 3 of the quarters, or a 50 cents and a quarter, or, you know, perhaps I would roll again, and then let's say I got another one, then I would have a full dollar. So you are using these in place of having to handle a lot of coins. So that is the idea for that. You can also get these standalone to use them with other savings challenges. Say you've got another one that isn't spare change, where you need to periodically save coins, and you don't want to worry with having all those coins, or you don't want them in your envelopes, or whatever the case may be, you can use these instead to substitute. So it is a set of 30, and it comes with 5 of each of pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollars. So that is where you get the 30 from, and it comes in this case. It will be available as a companion with the spare change if you buy spare change on its own. I'm not going to modify the December bundle to add it, but I will make it an option with the spare change listing, and you can also buy it on its own. So that is the coinage placeholders. The last product that I have to share with you today is a box challenge, and this box challenge is called Happy Mail Jail. I have not done many box challenges. In fact, I've only done one. And one of the things that kept me from doing more is that essentially, usually when you get a box challenge, you buy the digital version, you print it out, you cut everything out, you laminate it. It's a lot of work to get one of those set up. And I told myself that if I ever did a box challenge, I would make everything available all together. So in other words, I would start with the physical product. I may do this in digital later, but for now I'm starting with physical, where everything is already done for you. All you have to do is set up your binder and you're off to the races. So Happy Mail Jail is just like it sounds. Our poor mailbox here is behind bars, and there are search and saves. But before we get into that, let me just say that there's this dashboard, and it is also a placeholder, as are all of the other cards. These are all $100 placeholders. So after you're done with the box challenge, you have something else that is usable if you don't want to do the box challenge again, or if you want to wait a while before you do it again. So getting back to the start, so Happy Mail Jail, and these are all A6 size. Then we have alibis, where the mailbox is in all these different locations, like the beach, the grocery store, classroom, movie theater, aquarium. Mugshots, so mailbox is lined up for a photo here. Keys, so these are keys to the prison cells. Letters that have been addressed to our poor mailbox while it's in prison. Evidence, the evidence against it in these envelopes. Escape tools, so here we've got a spoon, we've got a sheet fashioned into a rope, we've got a map of the prison, we've got a disguise, and then we've got a sheet that's hanging out the window. Or I guess this was the nail file, and this is the sheet hanging out the window. Locations, so different areas in the prison. So here it is in the yard, the cafeteria, the laundry room, the chain gang working, and my favorite when it's in the visitation room and it's the mailbox and it's got this it's got this prisoner shirt on and it's being visited by someone. Okay, and then there are some mini games. So there is the mail truck race, which I'll explain in a minute, warrant or confession, and parole. So those are all the cards. Now, in this, you also get the dice that you need for some of the mini games and the 2 mail truck tokens that you need. So I'll talk about those later, but then you get 42 of these cards. They're all identical on the back. They all have Happy Mail Jail. And then on the other side, you have, here's all the search and saves. And then you have, toward the back, you have the game cards, right? So mail truck race, there's 2 of those, warrant or confession, and then parole, there's 2 of those. And there's also a jailbreak card where you add $1 to each envelope, or $10 total. And there's a plea bargain where you add $3 to the next envelope stuffed. So the search and saves altogether will save you $280. The total amount saved was likely somewhere between $300 and $400. Kind of depends on the outcome of the mini games and how many times you draw the plea bargain and the jailbreak cards. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about the mini games. So first we'll talk about mail truck race. So this is where you need these 2 tokens and the dice. So 1. Oh goodness, come on. And 2. Okay, and then we have the 2 little dice here. And for mail truck race, it says place both mail trucks on the start line, which we did. Roll a die. If the number is even, move one truck on the even track. If not, move the other truck on the odd track. Continue rolling until one mail truck crosses the finish. Then save according to which truck won the race. So you roll a die, and it's 4, so we move the even truck. Roll again, even again. And you keep going until one of the trucks crosses the finish line, and then save either $2 if even wins or $5 if odd wins. Once you're done playing, you just return this to the deck. The intention is that you keep playing this throughout the course of doing the box challenge until it's done, and there's 2 of those cards in there. Then we have warrant or confession. And the instructions for this says to roll 2d6 dice and write the numbers rolled and the total for that line. So for example, let's give them a roll here. So I've rolled a 1 and a 5, so I'd write a 1 and a 5 equals 6. And it says if the total is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, save that amount and return this card to the deck. If the total is 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, or 12, save that amount and retire this card. You have an arrest warrant. If you play 6 times, so all 6 times on the card, and do not roll a 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, or 12, in other words, you never get the warrant, your persistent interrogation resulted in a confession and you may retire this card. So in other words, you roll 6, 7, 7, 6, 8, 7. You get to the end, you haven't rolled a 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, or 12. You would just retire this, you would retire this card and be done. Okay, and then parole. Bring this over here. It says roll 2d6 dice. If you roll doubles, put a check mark in this column next to the doubles rolled and save $5. If you roll anything other than doubles, or if you roll a doubles that has already been checked off, save $1. Return this card to the deck until parole has been granted, meaning that all doubles are checked off. Okay, so that is the game. And again, when you order this as a physical product, you get everything. You get the dice, you get the game cards, you get the A6 cards, everything. It all comes to you all together. All of the cards and the playing cards and the tokens and the dice will come in a plastic box, like so. And then these will come in a pack. So lots of fun. These are glossy coated, so you can use a wet erase or a dry erase marker and reuse them again and again and again. And that goes for both these cards, the A6s, and for the game cards. So that is Happy Mail Jail. So those are all the new products that I have launching on Etsy this month. If you're interested in any or all of them, a link to my Etsy shop is down in the description below. Thank you to everyone who supports me over there. It really does mean a lot. And if you have any questions or any comments, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. I always read them all, and I try to respond to all of them that I can. Thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a thumbs up. Do drop a comment down below, and until I see you in the next one, take care.